Hi everyone, I'm Chris at KECO Body Repair Products UK. Today I would like to introduce you to our L2E Premium glue pull repair system. The world's largest, most comprehensive, and most effective glue pull repair system. You'll see we've added the steel locking top now to the carts. First thing you'll note, we've introduced a shadow board. This is now standard across all our L2E systems. Really handy so you know exactly where each tool lives and, importantly, if anything's missing. We've got a new foam insert on the top, nice work area, always handy. I've found myself when I'm using a variety of tabs, you're not always going back and putting it where it belongs. You kind of just want to throw it on the side. You might be going back to it. This work area gives you that space. Draw number one, compared to the standard L2E, all your glue tabs will sit on the top. Now, work area, bulk of your tabs are going to be sitting right here in the first drawer. Second drawer is where you will find all your lateral tension tooling, accessory kits, cold glue kit which has been added to the premium system, and your lateral tension tools are located right there at the side of the cart. K-Power Junior and then the standard K-Power. Serious piece of kit and a massive help to any modern day car repair. We do know that they're not made of particularly strong materials. Even when they are strong and on tight areas across body lines, this thing makes a massive difference. So a quick overview of the tooling that we're going to find on our shadow board. With all our systems, what you're going to find is anything on the left-hand side is going to be your rough out / heavy collision tooling. As we move across to the right-hand side of the system, this is where we come to a more precision or finishing tool. Starting on the left, we have our heavy slide hammer. Spring tension at the back gives you a variety of different pulls. We can keep a little bit of a spring in there just to ease that heavy impact when we're using a glue pull tab. If we want to tighten it up when we're using a cold glue system, we can lock that right up and get a much stiffer and harder pull for the cold glue. Our K-bar, very traditional tool. Everybody would have used one of these. Very simple. We've got adjustment where we can be up and down the shaft, and we've also got height adjustment from the thread, so we can always guarantee we're getting a nice vertical or horizontal pull, and we're not pulling that dent over or under into an area that we don't want. K-beam, what I do like about this, the articulation of the feet is second to none. You'll notice that even since we've come up with this design, many people have copied it and repeated it. The reason why they've done that is because we've got it right. This allows you to get some access across some tight body lines on cars. Really good to use, articulation's fantastic, and if we don't want to use the smaller kidney feet, it's a very simple way of popping that feet off and replacing it with the wider based rectangle feet. Something new for the premium system, this is our vortex cooler. What this is going to do, it's going to expel any warm air that's going through your compressor, and it's going to blow out cool air. For the 3 days of year in the UK where the temperature gets above 25 degrees, it's going to be really, really helpful to get that glue cooling quicker, just to keep us moving forward with the repair. Next up, K-Bridge Junior. You'll see the big difference of this. We don't have the sliding bracket. What this is going to allow us to do though is to get them feet right up tight to our glue tab. The tighter we can get them to our glue tab, the tighter pull we're going to get. Great if we're trying to get a really tight body line pull back out and we're working with a crease killer tab, for example. KECO Robo Lifter. So KECO's original design, it's been around a lot of years. Really, really strong, robust tool. It can be used a combination of ways. We can be using it when we're using a smaller single dead center tab. We can have a larger centipede tab that we can work our way down. This is very much a go-to tool for anybody who's doing glue pull repair, PDR repairs as well. So part of the L2E and the Premium, we have our Robo Recon. Same Robo tool with our Recon arm. What this is going to allow us to do, it's actually a pushing tool. We're going to be able to get up into the back of a panel, create some tension at the back, pull out some small dents around the wings and wheel arches. I've used this to straighten door edges up a little bit, but really, really handy tool when you've got access to get into a tight area and get them tight little dents pushed out without the need for using glue tabs. Same ball joint feet, everything's really interchangeable and really modular with the KECO system. I can pop them off, add on our precision base, giving us a really, really tight double action pull for when we're using our smaller dead center tabs. Plastic slappers, spoons. These always seem to get a lot of attention in a workshop environment. The guys get excited about these, not sure why. The blue rigid one, it is quite aggressive. What it does help with, perhaps you've got some crown areas that you're addressing. If we're using a smaller head of a hammer, hitting hard, you are going to create some secondary damage while trying to reduce them crowns. Laying across a plastic spoon over that crown area, it's going to spread that load out, and we're going to have less damage that we need to be repairing further down the line, and really help us to sit down that crown in a wider area. Red one, slightly more flexible. I do actually like to bend this quite often into a wheel arch curve area where I've got that crown sitting over a wheel arch. I can curve this in, get my hammer on there, and just again help lay down them crowns, high spots, whatever it is. Mini slide hammer. A lot of body guys are going to look at this and think that's a little bit lightweight. Fact is, this is used when we're using very, very small dead centre glue tabs. Really effective. Not something you're going to be using in a large collision repair, but when you start getting into that precision and finishing stage of repair, definitely a very useful tool. And then finally, on the back shadow board, our two hammers. We've had these hammers in the system for a long time now. Perhaps look a little bit unconventional. Me, as a previous body repairer, I'm used to a wooden hammer with a steel head with variety of different ends on. You know, I've had my hands on these for a few years now, and I'd never want to use another one. They are superb, really well balanced, good length, lots of weight in this one, multitude of knockdowns, everything's rubber covered so we can protect that paint wherever it's still left on. Variety of different knockdowns, so we're going to get different results from each hammer. Our blending hammer, really, really lightweight. Again, really modular. We can change the head shape just to suit access points, really, depending where we can swing the hammer. A stable of the L2E system, and we've kept them for the premium system, along with a couple of others. As with the L2E system, we've got a wide range of tab tracks, ranging from our 300mm all the way down to a couple of 25mm ones there. Depending on the depth of the dent, that is going to dictate what type of tab tracks you're going to be pulling. Same as the L2E, also a handy lockout one. Brackets on there for those of you that are using a hook system with a vacuum tower. Really, really handy. Super quick setup if you are using a vacuum tower. Hook around there, away we go on this tab. Lockout one on this particular tab trap. Really handy if we've got a glue tab set up on the vertical. Stops anything from sliding down. Because the premium range has got a lot more tooling where we can chase that flat finish and precision finish a lot more. We've given you a couple of new options with the hammers. So these are from our premium range. Start with the 6-inch steel head hammer, comfort ball, two different material knockdowns there, and you'll see we've got a little leather knockdown and a steel knockdown. You're going to get a very different result from all four of these hammerheads. And as with all the KECO tooling, super modular. All these unscrew. Thread size is the same throughout all the knockdown tooling. So if I really wished, I can just bob that out and make myself a fairly aggressive hammer. And then we have our carbon shafted 12-inch hammer. Bit of a blending hammer, but also good for access if you are working on roofs and bonnets and you're not reaching over. Nice and long, but really good leverage. Again, comfort ball. You can have these going all day and you're not going to be getting any kind of blistering or any awkward pains in your hand. The Black Swan knockdown. Many of you would have seen this. Really helpful tool if you're not a PDR technician who's using a knockdown for hours and hours and hours. If you're a body tech, really handy to have this as a little guide where we can set ourselves up, get right on that high spot, that crown area, be really nice and accurate, and we also get to control the type of hit that we're getting. We can have a little bit of bounce going in there, or we can tension that up and we get a real firm strike down. So really, really handy tool. This goes down really well on any demo or any training day that we do. People do lean for this quite a lot because it just helps speed up their knockdown process and get them really, really accurate. So KECO's standard modular knockdown tool, nice and long. So if we are using it with the bridge, it allows us to sit above that bridge and get access without needing, without having any interference from the hammer. Same thread size, so all the tips are going to be interchangeable. You can lengthen it, you can shorten it. Thread size is the same throughout the system, so we can add on any knockdown tip to suit any type of crown or high spot that we're dealing with. And then additions for the premium system, we've got our 3-inch striker tool. Really versatile. Again, we're going to use this to suit the type of crown or high spot that we're dealing with. Same thread size again. We have added in our peak material knockdown tools. And you'll see we've got a few different shapes and sizes. Harder material than what we've got with the fire tips, so depending on what we're trying to achieve with that strike down, we're going to pick a knockdown tool to suit the damage we are rectifying. And we've also got these rubber covers. If we want that softer blow, I can just add that into one of my knockdown tools, go on with a rubber cover, and that is going to really help soften the blow and just give me a much more controlled and precision finishing repair. So moving on to drawer number 1, which contains the bulk of the tabs. Again, same as the backboard, collision tabs all the way down to finishing tabs. So a lot of it is very, very similar to what we've got in the L2E. Additions for the premium system, we have also added in our 90mm hinge tab and our 50mm hinge tab. Along with that, we've developed some new super dead center ice tabs, going to give you a really, really hard, strong pull, great for aluminium. And then we have added in the full range of our intermediate tabs in the blue nylon and the ice material. Second drawer is where you're going to find your lateral tension tooling and tabs. Tab straps, absolutely essential. These are superb, allowing us to sit into the depth of a dent, and that lateral tension tool is going to grab that as it moves out. We've still gone with the standard lateral tension tabs, so these are going to suit perhaps a wide area of lateral tension, or if we're isolating that down onto a body line, we'd have our curb tab, which will be sitting across that body line, giving us a really nice, tight, sharp pull. We've also added in the accessory pack. So what this is going to allow us to do is turn our lateral tension tool into, in effect, a porta power. We can have this sitting inside a wheel arch, we can have this going out to the front edge of the wing, and we can separate the lateral tension tool. Then our cold glue system. 4 different tabs, 2 packs of cold glue, really good for a fast, quick, hard, sharp pull. Other additions as part of the accessory pack, more versatility for the lateral tension tools that we've got. So along with the most innovative and comprehensive glue pull repair system in the world, KECO, as the glue pull repair innovators, also develop the training to go with the system. There's over 220 different tool adaptations across that whole system. There's a lot to take on. New cars, new materials, new repair methods, new tooling. You're not going to be able to get one of these systems and dive in and know exactly what everything does. This is why we're here to help you along with that journey. Any premium system will come with an on-site full commissioning. We'll help you get this set up, and we'll help you get your team of technicians trained up and understanding the tooling and, more importantly, our 6Cs process. Absolutely crucial to any successful glue pull repair. Following our process, we give you the instructions, we give you the tutorials just to help you along your journey into glue pull repair. Other courses that we have available, we can do 2 days on site, we can do 2 days right here at our training centre in Peterborough. We can offer a 5-day training course for the advanced glue pull repairers, and then we go right up to a 4-week PDR training course, which will be carried out by our PDR IMI accredited trainers. We also offer a 4-week PDR training course carried out by our IMI accredited trainers with over 25 years in the PDR industry. We make the tools, we sell the tools, and we train you on how to use them.